He had just decided to put down his phone and go to sleep, but the phone ended up falling onto his face. The bright light made it impossible for him to sleep. At that moment, he saw his roommate, Basketball, was also getting ready to sleep, but he hadn't turned off the light either. There was a switch between their two beds. He stared at the switch and noticed a roll of paper next to him. He tossed it at the switch, but he missed. Basketball immediately burst into laughter, but when he tried to throw something, he missed as well. So, they started taking turns throwing things, but neither of them managed to turn off the light. They both felt frustrated because they had thrown everything within reach. Still, neither of them wanted to get out of bed to turn off the light. Then, Basketball did the math and realized that Soccer's bed was closer to the switch, so he suggested that Soccer should turn it off, but Soccer gave his bed a push with his foot, immediately moving farther away from the switch. Now, Basketball was closer. Unable to resist, Basketball pushed his bed further away. Thus, they began a ridiculous competition to see who could get farther from the switch. They even imagined themselves racing, using their beds as race cars, playing out their speed and passion. Both were fully invested in the game, completely oblivious to the obstacles ahead. In an instant, reality pulled them back. Clearly, Basketball was farther from the switch, so Soccer picked up a metal rod from his bed and hurt his arm to avoid getting up to turn off the light. Upon seeing this, Basketball ripped off a board from his bed and threw it at Soccer's head, giving him a huge bump. Then, they started a new round of the competition. As long as they didn't get up to turn off the light, anything went. Days went by, time passed, and the plants in the flower pots grew lush. Soccer and Basketball grew accustomed to the situation, but they still didn't want to turn off the light. Then, the light began to flicker and eventually burned out. After seeing the light go out, their absurd war finally came to an end, and they were finally ready to fall asleep in peace.